have these three guys in Japan. Adams Ungus starting against Yamamoto. What is it?
I think it's just, I think the thing is that, Imanaga is their ace. And I think that with what Yoshinobu did for us last year and appreciating the fact that we're going back to their home country, it's the perfect story. And to follow up Yoshi with Roki, I think it's just a great story. Yeah.
Did you tell Roki about this? Is this confirmed?
He might have already known. But he can keep a secret pretty well.
There's been so much focus on Ohtani, obviously going back to Tokyo, but how do you believe these two guys feel about going back to the Tokyo Dome to start the first two games?
I can only imagine. I think that there's a lot of excitement, a lot of emotion. These guys grew up in Japan. I'm sure watching the Tokyo Giants in the Tokyo Dome and then playing in the Nihon League, and to now come back to the States and they played there in the Classic, I think, years ago, but to come back for the Dodgers and to pitch against their teams that they played against, players that they know, and then now you start the regular season there, where I just can't imagine how many eyes are going to be on that series. So it's exciting.
You mentioned last night on a podcast that Dustin May is going to be your fifth starter, and you also mentioned something with Tony. What's going on with Gonsolin?
So Tony had a with his back, because of lifting weights, we had to set him back. So he kind of set him back. We set him back, period. I don't know, really need to specify how long. So he's going to stay here, get on a routine, a 5-day routine as a starter. And I don't know when, it's called contingent on the buildup, when he's ready to kind of join us. And so he's going to stay back. And then Dustin, sort of what we did last year with James Paxton, Dustin will stay back here so he can stay on his regular throwing program.
So what's your plan with Ohtani throwing again?
I don't know exactly. He's been throwing, so he hasn't stopped throwing. But I don't know when he's going to throw his next bullpen.
And you don't know when he's going to be throwing against live hitters, right?
No.
Did you slow him down a little? Or?
We did.
How was his reaction?
His reaction was fine. He understood the process, and like I've said, over the last week, he's ramped up with the hitting and all that stuff. And so to kind of let that part of the process slow down a little bit and not try to intensify both things right now. He was all on board.
On board means he was happy, or he was just trying to understand it. And
on board means you understand.
So where are you on the 15-16 split with the roster? We talked about whether it be 16 pitchers, maybe 15 pitchers.
You know what? I don't know. I don't want to go through all the players, but I think it's it's one of those two combinations.
Dave, just quickly going back to Tony, do you think he might have to start the season on the IL, or this next week just staying back?
He'll start on the IL. Yeah. And I'm not sure when his back date is, but if you're talking about, obviously he's not going to Tokyo, so the regular season starts and he'll be on the IL then.
Dave, do you decide who will stay here in Arizona?
We have decided, yeah.
So do you have more clarity about that? So do you have any more clarity about who gonna stay?
Yes.
Nothing to announce.
No, I think that, if you're going to ask me a specific player, but I think that, I'm not going to go down all 40 guys that are in camp and say who's going and who's not going.
So I'm going to ask him specific player.
Thank you.
Is Hye-Seong going to Tokyo?
He's not going to go. He's going to stay here and continue to log at bats. He is the last 4 days have been really good for him. He looks much more comfortable at bat. The defense has been really good, and it was good to see him in center field. And we feel that it's most important for him to stay here, take at bats, play in games to help him get ready for the season.
Does that mean he's going to start the season at the AAA?
He's going to start the season AAA, yes.
So you got your 1, 2, and your 5. Who's your 3 and 4?
Very. The starters, so I don't need to go through. We still got a ways till we get to Detroit, right? So it's like.
But you have it mapped out already?
Yes.
So that is Yamamoto and Sasaki going to be your starters against Detroit too? Or,
That's what I'm saying. It's like
you
they're
don't know
still.
yet?
We're still talking through it. So, I mean, I think as the calendar, to get through 2 days, which is still, ways away, we've kind of there. Then we get some days here. We got this freeway series, so we got a lot of time.
Was Rojas okay coming out, or that was just
What's that?
Was Rojas okay when he came out? Or?
Yeah, he's fine. He got hit yesterday, and then so he was just kind of, it started to swell up a little bit, but it's a contusion. He's fine.
The rookie got the spot. He earned the spot. It's not like he's given because he's.
He earned the spot.
How proud you are for him?
Very proud of him for a young player to, pitch for the Dodgers. Obviously, he's talented. We're excited to have him, and I think it's going to be great for him. It's great for us. Gives us a great chance to win, and it's great for baseball.
Is Mookie okay?
We gotta go, guys.
Mookie's fine. He was a little under the weather today.
Okay.
Roki, just to have your final tune-up of spring, how did it feel out there, and are you feeling ready for what could be your Major League debut in Tokyo?
今日がキャンプ最終戦になりましたけど、今日の感覚と、また開幕に向けて準備は、整ってますか？
そうですね、前回よりも、なんて思うようにいかなかったところもありますし、自分の悪い癖だってそういうのも出たので、逆に、シーズン開幕前にそういったところが今のうちにこう悪いところが出てくれてよかったなと思っています。
There were a few more things that didn't go sort of the way I wanted today, and I sort of reverted to some bad habits that I developed. But to sort of have those come out in a game before opening day, so that I can address them in time, is a good thing.
How do you just go about that? What is the priority for you, or what is the first step in which you kind of want to address that?
その悪い癖だったりっていうのを直すために、当たって、どういうことを、やりたいと思ってますか？何を、優先に、回復したいですか？
基本的には下半身の使い方だと思うんですけど、なんていうんですかね、やってきた試合に向けて準備してきたことは前回と変わらなかったので、やることは変えずに、ただホームの意識の中で、ちょっとしたズレだったり、なんていうんですかね、そういったところを直していきたいなと思ってます。
The things that I was doing to prepare for the game were the same as last time, and so I'm going to stick to that for my next start as well. But I think there were just a few things with the way I'm using my lower half, just some inconsistency between the things that I'm trying to do and what was actually happening.
How excited are you for the next stage of your career, and how fortunate do you feel that it gets to happen to start off in Japan?
このキャリアの新たな、段階になると思いますけど、それを、日本で迎えられることについて、どれくらい、興奮してますか？
そうですね、日本の前にまずメジャーで、なんていうんですかね、投げれたら嬉しいですし、そこで活躍するためにやってきたので、すごく興奮しますし、それをまた東京で迎えられるのは、特別というか、なかなかないことだと思うので、本当に、ここまで怪我なく、やってきてこれてよかったなと思ってます。
To be able to pitch in Japan is going to be a really special and unique opportunity. Obviously, being able to pitch in the major leagues is something that I've worked for a long time to be able to do, and so I'm really excited.
Let's start with Roki Sasaki, his final outing of the Cactus League. How impressive was he just to get through those 4 innings?
It was really good. I think obviously with Roki, he's probably the most anticipated player, certainly in our camp, and he just really shined this camp. And we got him through 4 innings today. He did a 5th up in the pen, so kind of the innings, the ups, the pitch count, all that stuff, we feel good. I think he's calibrating, learning, understanding Major League hitters, and the confidence that his stuff does play here, so couldn't be more thrilled for him.
Do you think he's ready for that next step of making his Major League debut?
I do, and it's coming very soon.
All right, Dave, well, obviously we saw how the game ended with just the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, how you set up the bullpen. Is that a preview of what we could be seeing come regular season?
I think so. I'm going to stand firm on Tanner's going to finish a lot of the games, most of the games, and then I think with Blake and Kirby, they're sort of interchangeable with Vesia and Banda and those guys. So there's a lot of high leverage, good arms, and obviously Kasperius pitched on the backfield today, pitched really well with Banda. So not sure about how we're going to use those guys, but they'll be ready.
And then the at bats, just the quality you saw today, and how ready are these guys for the regular season?
They're ready, and I thought to their credit, they did a good job of staying interested. I think that everyone's got one foot on the airplane, ready for Tokyo, but to still stay focused and still take good at bats. Take their walks. I think we had 13 walks today, so guys showed good plate discipline, so we're ready to go.
All right, now are you ready? 11 hours, Tokyo, here we come.
Here we come. Ready or not?
Dave, congrats on this Cactus League, this win today, and let's see what happens this regular season.
All right. Thanks, Kirsten.